Hello everyone, and welcome to this session on how you can develop more engaging applications for work with Microsoft Teams and Microsoft 365. You know, now more than ever, it's so important to build applications that can connect to every facet of a person's work, how they're collaborating with their team, how they're communicating. This can help make every employee inside of an organization just that much more productive. I'm Mike Amerlon, and I work on the Microsoft 365 ecosystem marketing team. I get to work alongside a lot of great ISVs, a lot of application builders as they build and go connect their applications to Microsoft Teams and to Microsoft 365. In today's session, you're going to see all the different developer technologies that you can bring into your product to help you build more engaging apps for work. I'm joined today by Yena Arenas. She's the Group Program Manager for Microsoft Graph. She's been working with Graph since its inception, so she's got a lot of great content and a lot of great tips and tricks and developer tools to help you get started. So, as you know, work is really changing rapidly. The way that we communicate, we connect, we get things done has changed so dramatically over the past 6 months. Now, a couple of the trends that will help inform you as a developer. The first thing to realize is that, of course, a lot of us are working remotely. We're connecting to our colleagues through applications like Microsoft Teams and, getting things done, even though we might not have seen our coworkers maybe physically for a few months. Now, what this really means is that the applications that you build are the modern workplace. They are how people connect to one another and how they get things done. So the software that you design, the user experiences you build, are so critical for helping people accomplish their tasks. What this also means is that all the things like security and compliance and privacy, they are just as important as ever, but they just need to work. You just need to build that into your products, build it into your software so that you can help people and focus people on how they can actually be more productive with the applications that we're all building. Next up, the nature of people teaming and coming together to go solve problems is just increasing. Now, the upshot of this is that the way that people communicate and connect really needs to be connected into your applications. You want your app to be in front of where all the collaboration and the communication is happening. Applications also need to be interconnected so that actually the information is more visible, more transparent, and more open for people to go find. It should be tailored to the tasks at hand. By focusing the application just to specific tasks, you help people come into your applications, go adapt to them, go use them that much more quickly. And having them be customizable, recomposable maybe as situations change, as needs change, is a really important attribute as well. So ultimately, for your applications, we want them to be simple, integrated, tailored, and flexible. This helps accomplish and integrate with all these different trends that we're seeing in the workplace. It'll make your application better, and most importantly, it'll make everyone who uses those applications that much more productive. Now, for the Microsoft 365 platform, we have a number of different tools that can help you go do this. Now, when you're starting and building your application, you probably start off by maybe building a website or building an app that's going to run on Windows or Mac OS or iOS or Android. And that's usually the foundation of getting started with your application projects. Well, the Microsoft 365 platform has additional tools that can help make your application better. First, it starts with Microsoft Graph and Microsoft Identity. They can help you develop apps faster by incorporating building blocks that you can add to your application to make developing them more quick. So for example, identity, right? Why go build your own identity system, have users go sign in, go create their own passwords and those kinds of things, when you can leverage the Microsoft Identity system that's already in use at thousands of corporations around the world. Therefore, users can bring their own name, their own password that's secured, that's owned by the identity and the IT teams of those organizations. It's just a simple, easy way to build your application more quickly by inheriting and using all the components of Microsoft Identity. The other side of this is Microsoft 365. We have dozens of different building blocks that you can incorporate into your application. And the way to do that is through Microsoft Graph. It provides rich REST APIs that allow you to connect to that information, and Yena will talk about this in just a second. But one thing I want to point out is that when you incorporate these building blocks from Microsoft Graph, because it's built on a secure and compliant and private foundation, those attributes come into your application as well. If you're pulling files from SharePoint, for example, you can rest assured that those files stored in SharePoint are going to be compliant with an organization's different types of policies and security profiles. Now, on top of that, there's an ability to take your applications, you've built your apps, you've built your websites, but you can also integrate them into Microsoft 365 applications. So for example, as people are working in Outlook, maybe they've got incoming mails coming into their inbox. Well, you can connect your application right there so that maybe as someone sees an email from a customer, they can go file it into your CRM system. Or as people are having meetings or communications or chats inside of Microsoft Teams, your app can be right there with the right information and the right context to help those employees save some more time. And then finally, you can also build better experiences with the Microsoft 365 platform. Of course, Windows is a great platform for exposing the power of your application. So many different capabilities, graphical input and the like, that you can really use to make your application even that much more engaging. But of course, we're also working on a number of different technologies that can make it possible to bring your application to other platforms like macOS or iOS or Android as well. We're always working to make it easy to have your best possible experience through those native platform technologies. So to get started, I'd like to invite Ina Arenas to talk a little bit about how you can actually go build these experiences with Microsoft Graph.
Thank you, Mike. I'm Ina Arenas, and I work on everything related to Microsoft Graph. Microsoft Graph is the fabric of all data and services that drive productivity and security in the organizations. The graph is centered around people, the users and groups across work, school, and all personal consumer services that use our products every single day. Every email they send, every file they author, every chat, conversation, task, device, every action is in the graph. This set of interconnected data in the graph helps us understand the way people work in projects, in meetings, in all aspects of collaboration. We use this data and insights to build intelligent people-centric experiences that work across devices, platforms, and applications. And you as a developer or as an IT admin can also use the graph to build your own applications, automate work, manage your organization, and deeply integrate with Microsoft 365 experiences. The graph, it's basically the API to your organization and to all your data in the Microsoft 365 cloud. And of course, access to the Microsoft Graph can only be achieved with the proper consent scoped to a specific set of access restriction set data and always respecting the privacy and security of your data. Now, this concept of user centricity is not just a marketing concept. It's actually core to the way that we query the Graph API itself. If I want to get access to my Outlook calendar or my files in OneDrive, or my Teams in Microsoft Teams, all of those are simple HTTP requests that return simple JSON payloads. Here, I'm showing how easy it is to query the graph and get data around the sign-in user. And I can use similar patterns to get access data across the organization for users, groups, devices, and more. Because the graph represents the data model for hundreds of entities and exposes thousands of APIs and services that enable your applications, it is really important that whether you're a developer building an app or an administrator scripting a series of workflows, you have fluency in the graph so that it becomes an essential skill for integrating with Microsoft 365. To get there, let me walk you through how to get started with Microsoft Graph in 3 simple steps. Step number 1, go to graph.microsoft.com. Step number 2, become best friends with Graph Explorer. Graph Explorer is a tool that will allow you to navigate all the Microsoft Graph API, and it has pretty cool functionality. You can use a demo account to get access to demo data. You can sign in to your own account, or you can get your own sandbox with sample data using the Microsoft 365 developer program. Microsoft Graph Explorer also allows you to see all of the request headers, modify the permissions, see the access token, and has cool capabilities like, for example, seeing how can you make that request across many different languages using our SDKs, here in C#, Java, JavaScript, or Objective-C. After you've done exploring our APIs with the Graph Explorer, you can see here a set of samples that we have to help you get started with some of the entities that are exposed in Microsoft Graph. And all of them have a link to the API reference in the documentation. Now, once you've done navigating across the Graph Explorer, the third step is to get started. And the easiest way to get started is to choose the language of your choice and go through our tutorials and our getting started experiences. So that's how easy it is. 1, 2, 3. Go to graph.microsoft.com, become best friends with Graph Explorer, and get started in the language of your choice. Now that we have seen how easy it is to get started with the graph, let's cover what are some of the use cases for it. We talked about people-centric experiences anchored on Microsoft Identity. This is the entry point for all of the interconnected data across devices, apps, and people. Now, it enables you to create these contextual experiences powered by the graph that can be enriched with all the capabilities and the services that we offer. For example, all of the AI tooling in Microsoft Azure or Microsoft Search, and even more. And you can take it further with connecting your own data and generating new insights that are tailored to your organization. This year at Ignite 2020, we have lots of new announcements, including the GA of Microsoft Graph Connectors that allow you to index data that is outside of Microsoft 365 and participate in core Microsoft 365 experiences like Microsoft Search. We're also announcing a simple way to implement single sign-on for applications that participate in the Teams UI and in the Office UI. In addition to that, we have resource-specific consent for Teams applications, meaning that we have now a method to get more granular permissions for teams or groups where the group owners can add applications to their specific group. Now, we have partners like Zapier who have been integrating with Microsoft Graph for a long time and are already taking advantage of these new capabilities in Teams. We also continue to have more capabilities added to our SDKs. We are very happy to announce the GA, general availability, of our PowerShell SDK, which enables IT administrators to create scripts against all of the data that Microsoft Graph has to offer. Another set of functionality that we're releasing at Ignite is the new enhancements to the Microsoft Graph Toolkit. The toolkit continues to get better and better, and with a single line of code, you can add beautiful web components connected to the graph data, like a person card or a people picker. We're also adding new capabilities to our Java SDK, enabling you to access all of our preview APIs in Microsoft Graph. Finally, I'd like to mention publisher verification. Now that you've used all of these different technology and tools to build your application, you want to make sure that it's easily accessible for the administrators and users that are going to adopt it across organizations. And the best way to demonstrate that your app is secure and trustworthy is to go through our publisher verification and eventually through our app certification programs. Now I'd like to show you a demo of using Microsoft Graph Connectors, which we are announcing general availability at Ignite 2020. This is exciting new functionality that enables to connect your external data into Microsoft 365 and then have it participate right there into the user experiences. I'm going to start here in the SharePoint home site of Contoso Electronics. As you can see, you will see the familiar search results around files, sites, people, news, and so forth. But what Graph Connectors enables is that I can now bring new set of entities and participate into Microsoft Search. So let's jump to this other tenant that I have already configured with these new search verticals. The administrator in my organization has done all of that configuration. And using Microsoft Graph Connectors, I can index new data that participates now into the search experience. This Learning tab, for example, is powered by our partner, Go1. The search experience not only works in SharePoint, it also works in Office.com, in Bing at Work, and the way that you add this data into the Microsoft Graph is using a very simple HTTP API. We have the API that enables you to create that connection, to define the schema, and to add or index all of the different items that will participate on that particular collection. Furthermore, for doing the rendering of all of these search results, we're using adaptive cards. So with simple JSON schema, you can define how they participate in the search experience. This is all the capabilities that Search Connectors enable, and we're happy to announce the release of Microsoft Graph Connectors at Ignite 2020. Now I'd like to show you how one of our partners is using Microsoft Graph to take their applications even further. I'd like to introduce Cameron Dwyer from OnePlace Solutions to talk about how they're using Microsoft Graph in their applications.
Thanks, Gina. At OnePlace Solutions, we're a Microsoft ISV, and our products are centered around end-user engagement of Microsoft 365, around better capture, classify, and access of emails, documents, and attachments. Our OnePlace Mail product is all around integrating Outlook with SharePoint, OneDrive, and Teams, allowing a really streamlined process for end users to transfer email, attachments, and documents to the Office 365 platform. One of the main benefits we realized with moving our code base across to the Microsoft Graph was how easy and streamlined it is to access the different data sources across the workloads available in Microsoft 365. Our products hit Mail, Teams, SharePoint, and OneDrive, and being able to address all of this information has really changed the first use startup experience for our users, putting the value of our products into their hands faster. One of our customers in the legal industry provided the feedback that it'd be great if they could send files out as PDF documents rather than the Word documents that were stored in SharePoint. We realized that the Graph API provided this rich functionality to be able to convert Office documents to PDF files on the fly, and within a couple of sprints, we were able to ship this feature to market and put that in the hands of our users. Now that we're leveraging the Graph, it's great to see that we're able to deliver business value to our customers really quickly.
You know, it's so great to see how people are able to quickly use Microsoft Graph to go adapt to changing customer requirements. I know, like, sometimes it's down to you just tweak this one line of code, you call a different REST API, and boom, you've got a new functionality in your product. Really cool to see. Well, Ina actually talked a lot about how you can add Microsoft Graph to your applications to add that extra layer of context and information that can help people work. What I'd like to talk about is how you can actually then take that application and integrate it across a number of different Microsoft 365 experiences as people are going through the flow of their work. Now, first and foremost, we have Microsoft Teams, which really is the hub of teamwork. And of course, teamwork is how people get things done. Now, Microsoft Teams starts with this foundation of chat, conversations, meetings, and how people can connect to one another. But we also have this concept of workspaces, these places where a team can set up their home within their organization digitally so that everyone can come together and go connect. And Microsoft Teams, like so many Microsoft 365 applications, was designed from the start to be extensible and customizable. You can tweak Microsoft Teams to make it really fit the kinds of things that you're trying to do. Now, all Microsoft 365 apps are customizable with the web. Things like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you can add different types of panes of information. They're built with web technologies, so you can probably adapt a lot of those existing web applications you've already built and incorporate them in the flow of work. So for example, if you've got a lot of data and you've got a lot of analysts who are looking to work with that data, you can connect it inside of Microsoft Excel so that people can then go slice, dice, create visualizations for your data in a pretty easy and straightforward and powerful fashion. Now, over the past year and even beyond, we've been working to kind of further build out the no-code and low-code developer experiences. More people can come in and customize their applications, string together different patterns of actions and triggers to really customize the processes that they use inside of their organization. But one of the funny things I've seen is a lot of developers are also using this as well to make their experiences more composable as well. More professional developers are able to expose their web services, make them available as building blocks, and then use a tool like Microsoft Power Automate to allow people to go stitch and compose those different actions together. So not only is this a new revolution where more and more people are becoming developers and empowered to really customize their processes, but professional developers too are really taking advantage of this composable experience that you see in applications like Power Automate and Power Apps. One thing we've actually added is Office scripts, and we'll talk a bit about that, but this is a new capability where you can add JavaScript straight in line inside of Excel. So for those data visualization, slicing and dicing tasks, it becomes even more powerful with JavaScript. Now, a lot of times, when people want to get started building these experiences, they need some scaffolding, they need some developer tools, and they need a hub to help them get started. SharePoint Framework provides that set of scaffolding and tools and developer experiences. So yes, you can use SharePoint Framework to go build things like web parts in SharePoint so that as people want to have these really nice intranet sites, these really nice team sites, you can use SharePoint Framework, you can use JavaScript to go customize them. But we've also been working to help developers use SharePoint Framework to also scaffold to go build things like Microsoft Teams applications as well. So if you want to build a really great tab, a really great integration in that hub for teamwork, you can use SharePoint Framework to get that jump start on building those experiences together. And the great thing about SharePoint Framework is that it also has this huge community of developers who are building open source projects, new tools, and so that you can really adapt SharePoint Framework to your style of development. Now, there's just been a number of different applications that are working to integrate with things like Microsoft Teams. GitHub just recently released an updated preview of their integration for Microsoft Teams, and with this, you can actually have these customized notifications for things like pull requests and issues, so that as your team is working, as you're doing chat ops or DevOps inside of your team spaces, you can get all the right context and all the right information from GitHub inline inside of Microsoft Teams. We're really excited about this. There's more to come, but we really think that streamlining these things together can really help developer teams as just one type of team be that much more productive. Of course, a number of other applications are also deciding to work with Microsoft Teams and connect their information straight inside of where conversations are happening inside of Microsoft Teams. So Monday.com is a great example. They built a really popular task management application where people can define the different types of projects they have. They can define the different types of items. They can assign them around. They can say, people can raise their hand if they get stuck with an issue. So it's a really popular and simple tool for people to go organize their work. Well, now that's inside of Microsoft Teams. And so now in one place, you can actually see that Monday.com set of boards and items, and it's ready to go. Think about, again, maybe you're a new hire to a team, or you're just coming onto a team and you want to ramp up quickly. You want to be effective quickly. Well, if you can go into your team, you can see all the chat, you can see all the history, you can see all the conversations, and you can see all the work and the tasks all in one place. That's a real superpower. Now, we have a lot of new innovations to help you, integrate your applications into the flow of work. First and foremost, I'm super excited about this capability for doing meetings extensibility. So again, think about all the time that people are spending inside of meetings, talking to one another. Of course, in a remote work world, that's increased in importance quite considerably. And we're so happy to introduce this new meetings extensibility capability. So imagine a new hire meeting, right? Well, of course, you want to connect, you want to see the video, you want to see the audio, but what if you could also pull up the right information about that prospective new hire right inside of your meeting? Or what if you could actually share information through cards to those prospective hires straight inside of that meeting? You've just transformed it from just a meeting to an interview process meeting with all the right tools right at your fingertips. We're also introducing new developer capabilities for things like Outlook. So for example, you can have add-ins that run in the background that are able to do things like automatically scan mails and maybe improve the experience of helping people to go create mails. As I mentioned, we have new low-code developer capabilities through something called Office Scripts. So now you can embed JavaScript straight inside of Microsoft Office so that developers can, and even end users can start to write JavaScripts to really customize how they get things done. And the beauty of that is that you can actually take those Office scripts and then go incorporate them into broader Power Automate processes so you can really orchestrate how data runs inside of an organization. And finally, of course, you've built those applications, you've incorporated data from Microsoft Graph, you've integrated them into Microsoft 365 app experiences, and you also want to get them across a number of different platforms and have a really great experience inside of Windows too. Well, we've been working on a number of different technologies there to make your life easier as a developer. First among these is WinUI 3. What this technology does is it takes a lot of the composition, XAML types of technologies from Windows and actually decouples it from the Windows 10 SDK so that it's more flexible for you, that you can use it in more places. And at Microsoft Ignite, we have an updated WinUI Preview 3 with more capabilities. It also will allow you to actually integrate your WinUI controls and components into more places and more app frameworks as well. Now we have a massive community effort through the Windows Community Toolkit. And what this does is kind of one of my favorite things. They built some really awesome controls, different types of pickers and user experiences that you can actually go incorporate into your WinUI-based applications. So definitely go check out all of the updates to the Windows Community Toolkit. We're also working to improve packaging. We do this through MSIX, which is our major technology for packaging everything together and improving the deployment capabilities through the Windows Package Manager. Of course, Windows experiences scale from the very large, Surface type of room displays all the way down to Internet of Things devices. And so if you've got needs for taking your code base and actually scaling it down to smaller Internet of Things devices, Windows for IoT is also continuing to expand the set of technologies it has. Now we know that when you build a great experience, you also want to make sure that you can bring that great experience across a number of different platforms as well. So we're always investing in additional technologies so that you can build something really great on Windows and then go take it onto Mac OS or go take it to other platforms as well. So for example, React Native makes it really easy to take all those rich WinUI 3 controls and use them inside of Windows, but then you can just go take it and bring it to Mac OS as well. Okay, there's probably going to be some details and some adaptations that you're going to want to use as you bring it to other platforms. It's not always that easy, but you can build rich experiences across platforms very quickly. Now, the final thing I want to say is that Windows is also just makes for a great dev box. And so one of the things we're really excited about is Windows Subsystem for Linux and the Windows Terminal as well. Now, at Ignite, we have a number of new announcements that we're sort of bringing out to different types of developers. We have a session for that, which is the roadmap for developing enterprise applications on Windows. It'll be a whirlwind tour of all these different technologies, things like WinUI 3 that I just talked about. You may have noticed we launched a really cool new device called the Surface Duo. And the Surface Duo actually has 2 screens, and so it's the size of a phone, but you can actually expand it and get almost, well, not completely, but kind of a laptop-sized form factor for getting things done on the go. And so you can take your applications, you can make them experiences better when they're actually hosted on a dual screen experience for Surface Duo or for maybe other dual screen experiences that are coming out as well. Now, we also have improved the process of creating applications. We have new continuous integration and continuous deployment pipelines that are integrated into MSIX so that as you're building your applications, as you're creating your dev flow, you can actually integrate your CI/CD pipelines straight into those MSIX-based packaging mechanisms. Finally, with .NET 5, you can now go call WinRT API. So if you need, for example, an API to go access the webcam, it's in WinRT. You can now very flexibly call that inside of your .NET applications. And you can see a lot of this and all the type of work through WinUI Preview 3 in the Project Union repository, which is also linked from this slide. So how do you get started? Well, if you just go to dev.microsoft.com/Microsoft365, you'll find a range of different documentation, different tools, open source projects, different types of SDKs, all available for you to go download and use. Now, a lot of times, as a developer, you're going to want to go connect to backend services. You're going to want to go play with Microsoft Graph. You're going to want to go create some test users to go experiment with different things you can do. And so what you're going to want is a developer tenancy, your own playground, your own sandbox so that you can get started, you can go create new different types of things and you can go play with it as a developer. So to do that, join the Microsoft 365 developer program. And one of the great things that you get from that is that developer tenancy you can go work with. We're always working to improve the tool sets. So for example, now we have Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code integrations for Teams. So as you're building your web apps, as you're hooking up to web services, as you're writing your JavaScript, there's also support in those tools for actually doing the manifest editing to make that web application exposed inside of Microsoft Teams. And then of course, the ever popular Graph Explorer, where you can try individual APIs and work with them. That's also been recently updated and refreshed and is available as well. The final thing is we are always adding more Microsoft Learn courses so that you can understand all the different technologies in Microsoft 365. And we also have a Microsoft 365 developer certification. So if you want to show that you're a master of all these different technologies and you can use them together to make your apps more engaging, that's all available as well for you. So in this session, hopefully you've seen several different ideas, several different tips for how you can build more engaging, integrated, and flexible applications. You can do that in a number of different ways by taking in building blocks from Microsoft Graph and Microsoft Identity, by extending Microsoft 365, and by delivering rich experiences across a number of different platforms. I hope you're excited and really realize that your applications are the key to how people will work. So all these resources are available for you at dev.microsoft.com/Microsoft365. And here at Ignite, we also have a number of different Ask the Expert sessions where we'll have experts from the engineering teams, some from marketing too maybe, in there able to answer your questions no matter what, ranging from things like Microsoft Graph all the way over to Windows and everything in between. Now, Yina, you've been with Microsoft Graph since its inception. You probably get a number of different questions. What would you say is maybe the biggest misconception about Microsoft Graph actually?
I think that one of the biggest misconceptions continues to be like Graph is an abstract concept and it's actually pretty simple. So it is an HTTP-based API, and if you can make an HTTP request, you will get back simple JSON representing all of the data that is in Microsoft Graph. So I think that one, people still have a hard time grasping the concept, but it's actually plain simple.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is just to go to graph.microsoft.com where you can actually find all the developer documentation, just to go pop into the developer documentation for the specific REST endpoints and see all the cool stuff that you can go build in your application. That's where it really hits home for me that all this power is at my fingertips. It's really just a REST API, so you can just go pull all that in. Yeah, of course, there's so much intelligence behind the scenes, but it's really flexible and easy for developers. Go check out your session builder. We have Ask the Expert sessions that with, again, all those different engineers who can answer those questions. So we look forward to actually seeing you online there and guiding you if you've got anything you need to know about Microsoft 365 and platform. So we look forward to you getting started. Thanks so much for attending our session. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.